Hey, 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 welcome back to the Scorpio channel. My name is Laura. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to do a general message for Scorpio. Know that energy is fluid, roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates. Also, know if you're new to the channel, I like to go deep within the readings. So I do look at everything, but we take time to look at the spiritual blocks, the shadows, see how they play out as karmic themes. This will allow you to see why everything is playing out within your situation the way that it is. It'll allow you to see why you're attracting what you're attracting, what you can do to shape shift the energy. See, when we're dealing with spiritual blocks, well, it's because we're seeing a limited perception. And that perception was based on an experience. And that experience has really blocked us from seeing anything else. But again, there's many different realities that play out at one time. Problem is if you are coming from a low level of consciousness, you're going to obtain behaviorisms and habits that block you from manifesting. So this channel is not just about understanding what your person is going to do and what they did do. It's about why. And it's about why you're attracting what you're attracting and what you can do to break karmic cycles that keep you stuck in a place of disempowerment. Now, before I jump in, I wanted to give a few shout outs and a few announcements, and I will make it quick because I know that you guys don't really like that. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about my Psychic Soul Healing Shadow Coaching Program. For $7.99 a month, you get inner child healing, shadow healing, reparenting, and all the healing modalities to heal the effects of trauma. And we are actually moving to a new platform that's is amazing. It's going to um, really like give not just where I can teach, but offer a lot of different perks to you guys. So I'm really excited. And the name of the platform is School, and the links and everything when it's time will be in the description box. So it's going to be really easy sign up, no more Patreon. However, for the subscribers that have subscribed on Patreon, you guys still will be grandfathered in. Okay. Now, I also wanted to share about my Psychic Soul Healing Oracle system made for healing the shadow aspects of herself. This deck is a beautiful deck. You can see the cards are a little bit bigger, beautiful colors. Anyway, they're shadow healing cards, and you can use them by themselves, and you can use them with a layering method where you're using tarot cards combined to get different perceptions of your reading. And this deck is based on transpersonal psychology, just like the readings on my channels are. And it comes with a workbook that has over 100 different shadow healing exercises. It teaches you how to do personal and psychic readings professionally, and how to, like I said, how to deepen your meditation and reflection practice. So it's really multi-dimensional. And we do a lot of the different oracle spreads that are in the beginning of the workbook. So there's everything from breaking ancestral karma to healing trauma to, like I said, there's a lot. So you definitely want to check it out. You can actually go to Kindle and sample the book, because the workbook is being sold already on Amazon and all other platforms. So I just wanted to put that out there for all you folks that are feeling like you're stuck in a place of limitation, like you feel like your life isn't working, you feel like you're blocked. It's time to do shadow healing, and you can do it from your home, and you can do it affordably. You don't need to do therapy for years on end. You need to be consistent, and you need to do the right types of exercises. And the Psychic Soul Healing Coaching Program offers you that, and the workbook does as well. So I also wanted to give a shout out to my new favorite jewelry company, Auto Spirit. If you see, I am wearing these beautiful bracelets, and they're gemstones. They're really gemstones. And I'm wearing the grief set, but there's many different intention sets. So if you're looking to make more money, you want to draw more abundance into your life, you're looking to draw more love into your life, well, you can shop by intention. I love this jewelry company, and I want you to know I never do shout outs to companies. I never partner up with companies. I don't do that. I normally just don't like to do it. But what I like about this company is that for every dollar that they get for every bracelet that they sell, they send it to the organizations of Coast Keepers Alliance and the Monterey Bay Aquarium, and it's to save the otters. Now, after nearing complete extinction, California wild sea otters are now gradually recovering. And who's helping them is actually Otto Spirit. And it is because they are helping fund the work that needs to be done. It costs money to implement the conservation programs that are in the region and the work of the everyday heroes, and they're committed to helping. So again, I'm wearing the grief set, and what you'll see is that I'm wearing amethyst and lava stone and rhodonite. And amethyst just soothes the spirit, and lava stone provides grounding strength, and rhodonite provides emotional healing that helps ease the journey through the grief and mourning process. Lava rock is really the strength stone that says, I am grounded and calm, being present in the here and now, which is hard, again, when you're going through loss. You can't help but to reflect on the past, right? But we don't want to be on the past. We want to go, I want to go into the future, and because big things are happening, right? I mean, that's really, and the chakra that really helps with our root is amethyst, which I never really realized that, because we always tend to think amethyst is a, a um a crown chakra. But amethyst is really a piece of mind stone, which is all about letting go, learning how to let go. That's why it is really good for the root chakra. It's about embracing peace. And it's the element of air. Now, the chakra rhodonite really is all about opening up the third eye. It's about compassion, and it's a nurturing stone. I am kind and compassionate to myself and others. The element is earth and fire, and again opens the heart, which again, whenever there's loss, what happens? It's trauma. Trauma is loss. What is this channel about? It's about trauma and healing, and that's why I love this company, Otter Spirit. Again, I'm going to show it to you. It's again, and it's because it's all about, it's in alignment with what I do. And it comes with an, again, cute little pouch, has an otter on it that you can store your bracelets in. And all I'm going to say is, whenever you wear jewelry, it's like wearing a, it's works like a shield, and it works like a shield because it holds your intention. So you can wear stones for protection. You can, again, wear stones for anything, again, the intention. But when you look down at your stones, it's a reminder. It's again keeping you in alignment subconsciously over time. And what's great is, how do you manifest? Through the thoughts that you think and the emotions that you have, and the ones that are unconscious that you don't have an attachment to. That's why when we hold on to anger and we don't even realize that we're angry, it's bad. It's like we don't know why we're drawing angry people to us, or situations that play out that make us angry. Why is that happening? How are we manifesting? Well, unconsciously, you're holding on to anger. So, and you're not thinking about it one way or the other. So when you're wearing stones or any type of amulet, which a stone is an amulet, it's a protection, as it is to raise your vibration and align your chakras, again, the psychological and the emotional aspects of yourself, which are psychological, right? That is how we manifest. So it's something that you can do that's so simple that keeps you in alignment, right? And that's how we manifest, because you always want to be in alignment with the laws of God, the laws of love, the laws of nature, and the laws of the universe, because they're all the same thing. And that's the energy that's inside of you. It's the energy of the universe, the energy of love. Okay, now if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you have to be open to getting a shadow reading, obviously, because part of my readings are shadow readings, which is why I was talking about those particular services and things that are in alignment. So, but if you do want to enter into winning a free reading, you got to like the video, subscribe to the channel, write the word of the video in your comment bar. The word of the video is always on the first card that I pull out, and it's the underlining energy that tells me why everyone's doing what they're doing. And that's important, because when people have shadows, spiritual blocks, they wear masks. They create personas, illusions to make you perceive certain things, but it's not real. It's not real. That's why when you connect to someone that you're like, okay, I have a connection with them, but look what they're acting like. I don't understand why they act the way that they do. It's not in alignment. There's a weird energy there. It's again, that's what we're dealing with, karmic mate, right? Past life, karmic mate. Didn't get it right the first time. Again, in a past life, they're coming back into this life. And coming back into this life to teach you the lesson that wasn't taught in the previous life. All right. Attachment, and I knew it. It's again, that's what an attachment is. Attachment is when we're talking about a relationship, we're talking about codependent, we're talking about people that feel as if there's parts of themselves that don't work, and they're attached to other people that they feel that they need, and they associate that need with love, and it's because they didn't have it in childhood. And so I feel as if your person that you're connected to tends to form attachments, and those attachments are like toxic over time. And they're toxic over time because I feel that your person is not emotionally intelligent. There's someone that suffers from a lot of trauma. And why do I say that? Because what creates attachment is fragmentation, which is detachment, disassociation. The person went through trauma. They know that they went through trauma. They don't remember aspects. They pretend that it didn't happen. They have avoidant issues. They've never talked about what's gone on. They just pretend that it doesn't happen. And they go from relationship to relationship. And they have addictive behavior. Usually, again, you can't stay detached from yourself for long periods of time, right? We're in physical form to learn and to manifest. That's why you're here, that you're a spiritual being having a human experience. You're supposed to be learning that you're not separate from unconditional love, which is God, which is the universe. But if we're detached from ourselves, then we don't know. So you can't stay in that space without chemically doing something to stay in that space. You can stay in that space for a short period of time, but it always, like I said, you can't stay in that place forever. People try to stay in that place forever, and that they have avoidant issues. So again, this person tends to form attachments where they're connected to someone that has anxiety attachment, because again, that person never got emotionally what they needed, and they have avoidant attachment anxiety, which they again tend to avoid any type of intimacy. they're afraid of it because it makes them feel, it makes them have to get real. So again, that's what an attachment is when a person has a problem emotionally giving. And then you're in a dynamic where one person's emotionally there giving and doing and kind of controlling and manipulating, and the other person is living by their addictions. Attachment. So that unfortunately, that you're connected to someone that has that energy, and they didn't obviously show you that part of themselves. But I'm feeling as if you caught on, and I am, because there's a sense of disgust. And I'm feeling like this person knows it. Now we're going to see why. Now the word again you're going to write is attachment. Attachments aren't good. And I'm going to tell you, they look like trauma bond relationships. Trauma bond relationships are the most toxic. It's all about, it's a very counterfeit of a twin flame relationship. It's not a true twin flame relationship, but you can be tricked into it, and it keeps you bound to a lower state consciousness, one of fear. And it's bound together with money, with sex, with outside things, not love. That's why I said it's like a counterfeit. And it's so that's how, again, we know that it's not in alignment with our higher self, the God part of self, which is unconditional love. So let's see what this, I was going to say, let's see what this Joker did. Let's see what this person did. It's again, I feel like you're connected to someone that gets confused very easily. And part of it is they get manipulated by people that are in their environment. And I do feel like they're connected to someone that's connected to somebody else that's a karmic. But I also feel as if this person that never formed who they are. They don't know who they are. And if a person just like lives by their addictions, it's a form of escapism. They've never really been grounded enough to form parts of themselves. Now, it doesn't mean that they can't make money, because it doesn't mean that they didn't go to school and learn a craft. But life isn't just work and your addictions. And that's why I feel like this person tends to be very confused, and it's because they allow themselves to be led astray. And it's because they're not listening to their higher self, because they're emotionally not intelligent. They don't want to feel. So you're in connection with someone that likes to deliberately form attachments. You know, they want the relationship to fulfill their needs, whatever those needs are. And it's usually, again, emotionally. They can't emotionally sustain themselves. But in that, they emotionally don't give anything back. And so I feel like what happened is the previous person that your person was with, was able to manipulate, because hey, when we're in a connection where it's a one-sided emotional one, well, now you're in a connection with someone that is getting angry all the time. So I feel like the attachment that your person's connected to is someone that overgives, abandons themselves, and this is what they're used to. So if you're not going to fall all over them, blow smoke up their ass, make them feel like something, that like the next coming of I don't know who, then they're not going to think that you care enough about them. They're not going to feel comfortable. Healing doesn't feel good. This person forms attachments to create the balance in their life. And the balance is to be able to constantly get serotonin hits. Because again, when a person has low energy, because they're living in survival mode, because emotionally they can't sustain, they don't feel good. So the karmic, which is what I'm going to call it, has a lot of control. So your person knows, again, that you're their person. It's not like they don't. But they allow someone in their environment to keep them confused. And I feel like it's they're attached to someone that also beats them up verbally, because emotionally they never get what they need, that what they needed. And there's consequences. It's a love-hate relationship. It's like, I love you because of how much I've invested and how much I want this to work, but I hate you because you never come through for me. And I know you have feelings for someone else. So again, I believe the karmic knows that this. And so it's almost like, because there is unconditional love there, I'm feeling as if your person is like, the spell is kind of like wearing off. And it's like, it's not that I feel like this person is, it's a spell, but what is a spell? When you're around somebody very manipulative over and over, and they're telling you again that whatever it is, if they're berating you and they're making you feel bad about yourself because, emotionally, they're not getting what they need. No one wants to be in a relationship like that. And so I also feel like your person knows and knew for a very long time that what they do, they play dumb. And that's because the attachment now is the fact that they resent that karmic. But the karmic does a lot. And so unless you're going to come in and do as much as that karmic does, that this person doesn't know how they're going to sustain. So they choose to stay stuck. It's not that they want to stay stuck. They want reassurance. And the irony is that they can't give you reassurance and never gave you reassurance. Flighty, it's again, it's like that I want you today, but I don't want you tomorrow. I have one foot in the door, one foot out. I'm sitting on the pot way too long. I got a ring around my ass. It's gonna stay there because I don't know, again, whether I want to come or go. I don't know what I'm doing. That's this person's energy. They're all over the place because they're insecure and they're letting that karmic manipulate them into staying stuck, because it's like, almost like the karmic feels like, well, like, I own you. I was gonna say, I own you, motherfucker. That's the energy there. Like, I own you. It's like, I made sure to like be able to, like, you're never gonna leave me. And if you think that you're gonna leave me, well, there's gonna be consequences to be paid. So it's again, and I'm gonna beat you down, I'm gonna beat you down, I'm gonna beat you down, I'm gonna beat you down. So again, your person does not know what they're going to do because they have a lot of anxiety. They want to find some sort of love that they can count on. So what did I just say? Find love that they literally, they're trying to find love. And what they're doing is they're sensing you out. And I don't really feel like you're given that much, which is smart. Yeah, so this person's lost because they've never been in a situation where there hasn't been a person that says, oh, let me fix it. Let me fix it for you. Oh, you did that. Oh, like they can't run their lines with you. That because there is a sense that you see how this person was towards you. So you kind of have an idea how they were towards the karmic. That again, they sit on the fence. It's not that they gave you, they held back from you. They're still holding back from you. They want reassurance from you before they give anything. This person's heart is closed. That's why they're lost. If they don't listen to their intuition. And so what they do is, it's like, I feel like they do these little small things, or you're going to start to see them do these really small things, like could text you hi and nothing else, can like a post on your social media, can like playing it safe, like here it is, this person has feelings for you. It's not like they don't, but they're not going to let go of their security blanket. and they're not going to let go of the security blanket. So they try to reach, like it's reaching, right? To connect. They're trying to connect, but love eludes them, and it's because they're detached from the it's like emotionally not intelligent. So they need to step out of their comfort zone in order to make this connection work. That's what you're making this person do. It's confusing the fuck out of this person because they don't understand. They're reading it like you're not interested, where you're like, I'm not gonna settle for breadcrumbs. I know my worth. That's where you're at, Scorpio. Your energy is completely different. And I'm going to pull cards to prove that. I don't know how I just know that. I just know. Yeah, it's it's like you just were like leaving, like you've taken it as far as it can go. Like you feel like this relationship can go because you're not emotionally opening up. You're not giving me what I need. So I've done the best that I could do to try and make this connection work. And that's why you're at peace and this person's not. Because this person knows that you're leaving because that you gave and they didn't give anything back. And so there's a sense of that. I feel like they're used to dealing with lower hanging fruit, they've never really had to put this much effort in, and emotionally, they've never really cared. It's like usually they just replace the next person, right? But I feel like you're triggering this person's abandonment, you're triggering this person's rejection, which is kind of like what the karmic is doing, which is making this person actually want to come back. It bothers them, and they're actually feeling guilty and saying, well, obviously, I see why you're leaving. It's like where I feel like before weren't, and it's surprising them because that it's surprising them because this person normally doesn't have feelings. Like they're actually crushed. They're actually crushed. It's like they're emotionally hurting right now. They're emotionally hurting right now. So this person's so confused because they're like, I normally don't care. Like I said, I form attachments. It's like, so what I see right now is like, it's almost like they're being challenged. They're being challenged to step outside of their comfort zone because and they're actually hurting because they really feel you leaving them behind. They see that you left. They see that they weren't open. They didn't share how they truly felt. They feel like shit about it. And I feel like it's because you triggered them. Like I said, like this person never expected, like you played this like a champ because I feel like you didn't get what you wanted and you just cut the energy and you like there was no let's negotiate. You just kind of like detached and didn't say a word, and with that energy this person like they knew what they did, but you didn't say anything. They wanted you to say something. Attachment is that it's that I'm going to create drama within the relationship. And I'm going to see like how much you love me by how much I can stir up your emotions. And you're going to convince me. And in that, you're going to give me a lot of attention. It's kind of like an energy vampire. So I'm feeling like, they're looking back at the connection, they're realizing that they didn't give anything. And they're feeling guilty. But like I said, I really do think it's because you detach from it. So it would have been better if you would have like made a big stink about it to them. Because if you would have made a big stink about it, then they could, say that you were crazy. They could, they could turn the tables. You just didn't say anything. So I feel like this person was a little bit cocky for a long time. and was holding on to the energy of you, thinking that you were always going to be there. And now what they're realizing is that, you've been gone a long time. And now again, it's like they're consumed by it. It's like it's all, and this is what is like freaking the karmic out, because the karmic normally gets their way. The karmic usually gets your person to do what they want because they beat them down, they beat them down, they beat them down. This is not the first time that they've had to do this. However, they've never had to do it this long. They've never had to pull in other people. They've never had to completely manipulate the environment. That's almost in like witchcraft, like I said. And it's because the attachment is that the karmic is obsessed. And they're obsessed with controlling, they're obsessed with winning, they're obsessed with looking again as property. Now, like goes to like, you're a mirror of who and what comes into your life. So that is a trauma bond connection, which your person is miserable and wants to get out of, which is what happens in a trauma bond relationship. And that's why your person I feel like drinks or does drugs, does something to stay detached, to escape. But it's the thing is, it's like with you, they can't shut the energy off. It's like they're consumed. And part of it, I'm not going to lie, is the way that you did it. You detach from them. You never said a word. It's like, and it's almost like your life is like they feel like you don't care. And they thought that you were someone else. It's almost like this energy of I don't even know how to confront you anymore. I don't even know who I'm talking to anymore. Like so much time they wasted, so much time that they held back because you weren't like stepping into the karmic's place of, oh, like let me stroke your ego, let me make it so comfortable for you, let me like so much time that they wasted procrastinating, thinking that they were triggering you, where now they're majorly triggered, they're upset, and the karmic knows it, and it's driving the karmic crazy because it's like, I'm doing everything. I'm pulling out all the stops here. Nothing's working. The karmic's getting scared because your person's acting like they don't give a shit. And the thing is that that's their default. They acted that way with you too. Again, they acted like they don't care. It's easy for this person to do that because, again, of the fact that they are detached. So it's like you never stepped into that position. Your person continued to do different things, it looks like, to try to manipulate you to do it. You detached. And they never thought that that was going to happen. And you didn't just detach. I feel like you changed. Let's see how you changed. Because that's really, I mean, like you changed. You had to have shown this person like a different side of you that they didn't know existed. Yeah, like again, I freaking knew it. It's like innovation, okay? Like you're creating something. You're creating something like a groundbreaking development. So you're creating something, and that might be something that's just creative that you're doing. You put your mind into yourself, and in that, it opened a whole world for you that took you away from this person. That's why they don't know how to, who are you? I feel as if how did I not see who you were? How did I not see who you were? And so again, here it is. It's like this person sees, again, groundbreaking development, and that you're not afraid to fail, and you're setting the trends. So you don't really care, and you're going to get a lot of attention for what you're doing. It's groundbreaking. It's going to change lives. So it could be your art, it could be music, it could be, again, you're a spiritualist, you could be a speaker, an educator, an influencer, but you're going to influence, you're going to be known, people are going to, you're going to get attention, and that's really going to make this person have a heart attack, because again, they're not in a space that's in a good space. They already feel you leaving them behind, and then on top of it, you're going to have a better life. And I freaking knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. Because again, the universe always conspires to get involved when there's unfair justice. And what I feel like is your person was trying to place two sides to the fence. Like, well, somebody's going to cave in. Like the karmic is going to continue to keep giving, and I don't have to worry. If all else fails, the karmic will pick my shit up. But if I get what I want, you'll come back to me. And what happened is that you detached and you put the energy into yourself, and not just into yourself, but you're creating change. You're getting a lot of attention. This person can see like big things happening for you. They see you getting a lot of attention, and that's giving them major anxiety. And they feel like you breaking free from them. It's again, and they're getting like literally hormonal about it. They're if understand they're they're receptive now because they know that you don't really need them. You're very self-reliant, and obviously with what's going on, you're going to get attention. You're financially stable, everything's looking good. And so this person is like terrified that you're going to break free, right? That you're not going to see them as being mutual anymore, that you're going to be a little bit rebellious towards them, because again, they took a long time. They took a long time to like come back. And I feel like you're gonna be traveling, and like I said, you're gonna take off, like whatever's creating at the same time that this person comes back. And that's really what it is. It's like this person doesn't want to come back, like in a way that humbles them. Remember, it's all about the attachment, and they're not emotionally intelligent, but what they see is time is a ticking. Life is changing for you, and life is changing. They can feel it, they can smell it. It's again, and they feel you slowly detaching. And really what is happening is, believe it or not, it's making this person reflect. It's making this person like open up their heart chakra. It's making this person grow, because there's a soul connection. This connection really is about helping this person like restore their soul. And I know that that sounds crazy, but when a person has been uh disassociated from themselves for so long and detached and living through their addictions, or just trying to escape their situation. And addiction could be anything from you know from getting attention, from like sex to shopping to eating to whatever it is. Pick your poison. It all blocks the heart. And so, like I said, which is creating like a little bit of peace in this person. That's really what it is. And it's because it's not because you would take this person back even, but it's because it's connecting them to their intuition, and that's their higher self. And really that's what relationships are all about. That spirit, the universe, whatever you want to call it, brings us people, situations, experiences that we need to help evolve. And your person was so used to being able to manipulate and strategize to get what they want, and they can't do that in this connection. It's like being able to do that kept their heart blocked. And so also you're going to get here communication from this person. It's again, they want to communicate. I feel like it's forcing them to speak. Like I said, I feel like this person has a blocked throat chakra. they didn't communicate. They act like they don't care. And I feel like words have hurt them before. So they tend to they tend, again, happening soon. Yeah, this person is coming back to you. They're coming back soon, and it's because I feel like it really bothers them. It really bothers them. And I also feel like that karmic. It's like they really don't want to be with that karmic. And that's because the more that your person detaches and is thinking about you, the more that that karmic feels it. And the more that that karmic feels like their stability is going away. Because remember, the karmic's not getting emotionally anything from that person. That's why they're angry. So there's a sense of now they're not just emotionally not going to get anything, but financially. So this person like does not know on a spiritual level anything. However, what they do feel is that you're healing. And so I feel like this connection is to help them clear programs that will help them open up their heart. Like I said, this person was detached, disassociated, living from their addictions to get that serotonin hit. So that they weren't in the higher self, which is stepping into the best part of yourself. They were in the lower self, which is all about addictions and attachments. And now you come along and they played all these games and they're stuck in a place of feeling crushed because they realized that they really didn't play this right. And so, but Spirit says that whether it works or it doesn't work, it doesn't matter because the universe says it would have served its purpose, which is to make this person do some reflection and to open up their heart. And what did we say before? That this person has a blocked heart chakra. That's what we said before. And it's because they're in an attachment relationship. And when you're in an attachment relationship, it's a very abusive relationship. It's a karmic contract. And a karmic contract that I feel like that karmic has been sticking around for a long period of time. So they know every trick in the book. They know everything to keep your person stuck in a lower consciousness. It's just not working anymore. We've been getting that, but never this deep. The same divine energy flows in each of us. This energy is the catalyst to our reunion. We just need to allow this energy to work its magic. So again, this person has unconditional love for you. They feel connected. I feel like you feel connected too. I just feel like you're angry. You're like, it's almost like they severed the connection with you because of how they acted. But I feel like, again, part of it is that this person just is not strong in relationships and they allow other people to manipulate them because they're not in their body. So, I mean, not that it matters however, this person just feels like I can still feel you. Like, I feel like you're getting softer. Maybe again, you had a falling out with this person a while ago, and when it first happened, you're really angry because of the betrayal, and maybe they feel like time is going to soften you. And I don't know why, again, that's usually a lie that people tell themselves, but that's what this person is saying to themselves. Like, if this is as real as I feel that it is, well, then it's going to persevere. And they may just need to be telling themselves that to get away from the karmic. Our energy is stagnant right now. So it's almost like this person, like it's irritating them that you're not coming back to them. Now, like I said, they are going to reach out, but there's a part of them that when they reach out, they almost want to like they want to do something or say something that is going to trigger you. And the reason why is because they just feel like there's been so much stagnant energy for so long, like you haven't given anything. And this whole time, this person has been building feelings and emotions. Understanding you detaching has made this person think about you. How do you manifest? Through the thoughts that you think, the emotions that you have. This person called you into existence, but they are pissed off because this was not supposed to play out this way in their mind. Again, they're like, how did I wind up like getting an attachment to you? You were supposed to have an attachment to me. So they're coming back and they're gonna like again trigger you, try to trigger you to get the energy to flow again because they're like, I don't know whether you like me anymore, you don't like me anymore. I don't like being in this limbo state. I feel like you have so much power and control over me that it's triggering to me. It makes me feel vulnerable. It's again, this person's all over the place. And it's again because they really truly have feelings for you and they're just not used to like not being in control. Again, that attachment energy is all about control, dominance because to protect their heart. Well, they can't do it. But again, this connection is a divine connection. That's what they know, regardless of they know even what a divine connection is. They know that there's a spiritual connection here. And we knew that right from the get-go. Okay, we knew it right from the beginning. Because nothing would get away, would be able to get this person away from that karmic. Trust me. This person's inner child was wounded again when their parents couldn't respond to them in the way that they needed them to. So they again tend to react from that wound, which is what formed the emotional attachment, the attachment that they have with that karmic, and why they tend to think that that's the type of relationship that they need to have. It's like because it's what feels normal. Just like a habit, an addiction can feel normal. Healing doesn't feel good. We have to recondition ourselves. We have to then integrate the spiritual lesson to create awareness and then transmute the energy, which is to implement a new behaviorism that's going to create balance. This person, again, tends to avoid. They can't avoid now because this is a divine connection. And so they're again, it's making them look at themselves, and that's uncomfortable. So they're moody. It's like they're so angry because they have feelings, and this connection is making them look at themselves and making them not be, they can't sleep at night. I feel like they're ruminating on things. But understand the next soul is going to bring a really important shift within this connection. It's either going to make it or break it. And that's where they're at because they're like, they can't hold on. And I'm feeling like September 21st, the 22nd, right around there is the fall equinox. Well, it's on. This person, that's where they're like, I can't hold back anymore because whatever this space is of not knowing and still having this like control over me, this attachment over me. It's like I need to know one way or the other what's going on. It's like they're going crazy. Like I said, that's why expect for this person to reach out, and also expect that they'll probably say something that is going to trigger you a little bit. And it's just because there's a lot of nervous energy, there's a lot of mixed emotion there because they do have hot feelings for you, but then there's also like this dominance and just so they are coming back. So we're going to see like what you feel about that, because like you said, you may not be that happy about it. Let's see how you feel about it. We're going to use this deck. I should use this deck. I'm like, oh, I'm going to use both these decks. I'm being cold. All right. Let's see. Soul's calling. Listen to the whisper of your soul guiding you, align actions and values. So a lot's going to depend on whether or not this person has done any healing or not. Whether or not they, like, I feel like they never took the time to get to know you. So you don't even know who you're dealing with. And part of it is, it's like, if this person is not in alignment with who I am, it's then where I want to go. It's I can't really have them in my life. So I'm kind of feeling like you're leaning more towards the fact that they're not in alignment. Like, it's not just about the fact that they held back, they sat on the fence, they figured one of you guys were gonna keep. It's not just that. It's like you really are digging deep to be like, I'm not really quite sure how I feel. And because I don't know enough. Like, if you came back genuine and really apologized to me, I'd have to take in some the other things into consideration. Like, because it's not that you wouldn't let a person redeem themselves, especially since your person's been beat down by a karmic. It's like they're not emotionally intelligent, they're wounded, but if they're coming back, their heart is opening and they're trying to do the work, well, then a lot, like I said, is gonna depend on outside things, and so that's gonna be one thing. Again, I feel like you also feel bad because you also depleted, like you didn't care about this person. So you have some regrets also when it comes to dealing with this person, because I feel like you got triggered also. And so you're trying to also, you're really trying to be fair, because there is a spiritual connection. And I commend you for that, Scorpio, because you're like before I even like just cut you off, like, was I fair? Was I honest? Was I being emotionally vulnerable to you? Did I give you that space? It's like, I feel like you still have feelings for this person. That's the irony. So I feel like you're a little conflicted, because there's like, a lot's gonna depend on whether this person is going to be in alignment. Okay, so because there's this spiritual connection that is intoxicating. Let's face it. When there's a connection that's so passionate. And remember, with any type of attachment that this person actually thought that they could create with you, there's passion there. That's the thing. They form attachments through what they like, right? Which is gonna give them emotionally, which, what are we talking about? We're talking about physically, we're talking about every which way in that realm. Problem is that there's a fine line between love and hate. If you have, like, if it's so hot like that all the time, what happens is it's like it dies out fast. And that's what I feel like happened with the karmic. And that's why it's an attachment now. It's like just held together with that, and so it's like guilt and pain. And like I said, why your person wants to come out of it. And you guys really do have this connection where there is unconditional love. It's not that you're not mad. It's like you still are hurt. I feel like you understand the connection, and you also feel like, regardless of whether I'm mad or not, I feel like we'll be together again soon too, because I really do have a spiritual connection for you. And again, I feel like the divine has its hand in this, because again, this person wouldn't be able to get away from that karmic. They just wouldn't be able to. It's like, it's too many years of manipulation, too many years of that. So we have to say, why did you attract this person into your life? Because you're a magnet of whom what comes into your life, right? So let's see what that is. Friendship, but I always say this. I never liked this friendship card, because this kid doesn't look like their friend. It's like, quotes or friendship, it's not really a friend. It's like more like a frenemy, someone that when you were younger that you grew up with that you thought was a friend, but they betrayed you. And so trauma can come from anywhere. But when we have like a close relationship where we let someone in and then they hurt us like that, and then we don't learn the spiritual lesson, there's always a fear that it can happen again. And so I feel like you can tend to form those codependent relationships too. It's like if you're not careful because of, trauma. And because it looked disassociation, trauma, emotional trauma, which happens from our relationships when there's betrayal. And so I feel like that's happened. And understand if it happened with a friend, a lot of times it happened in the environment that we grew up with first. And sometimes it's not deliberate, or sometimes our parents don't realize it, or a sibling doesn't realize it. Or again, they think it's funny, or they don't, they downplay it. But as the child self that doesn't see it as a joke, it affected the child, and it affected them through the fact that they know what happened. They don't have a feeling or emotion about it anymore. There's no memory of it. I don't even remember. It's like what happened, but that energy you're holding on to, it's how I started this reading off when I said if a person's angry and they're angry, they begin to attract all different sorts of energy that's angry, and they're not aware of it because they're not conscious of the fact that they're angry. And we can know when we meet a person that's angry, we can feel their energy. And so again, they don't, but that person that actually has that energy is not aware, and they don't aware of the thoughts that they think that make them angry, the perceptions that they see the world and themselves at, and they're not aware of how they are contributing to the undesirable life experiences that bring more experiences that create anger into their lives. So again, this situation was here to help you alchemize that situation. And sometimes it's about forgiveness, where a friend can hurt you but not do it purposely, and could do it just because again they're wounded. And so but the child self still sees it as betrayal. So being able to see your person come back and apologize and be different, well, teaches you forgiveness, also allows you to see the situation differently because you did not run after this person. You did not, this person wants to come back. They want to fix this. They're figuring it out. And because you weren't grounded, you didn't support this. This I would see this as support, right? Like a father and a son, or right, or like a parent and their child. The anchor is that create support. I said father because that masculine energy is considered male energy, and that's connected to the earth. And that when we're anchored, it means that we're present, we're in the moment, we're in the now. So I feel like the trauma that you endured from not having an anchor, not having that support, made you attract people, friends that weren't really friends. They were more frenemies that created trauma, disassociation. So you attracted now a person that again was seen as a past karmic that also betrayed because they were doing what was best for them because of their trauma. However, this is a divine connection, which adds a whole other element because there truly are feelings. But then when we look closer, it's that your person, it was being manipulated, browbeaten, and obviously needs a lot of healing. And so look, magic, you found your magic. This is a spiritual gift, by the way. So not all the time are our shadows our wounds. We associate our shadows with wounds, but what we see here is, again, a gift. So that is your psychic ability. That's also, I feel like, for you guys to actually know, to have good discernment, right? Which is psychic ability, to be able to see whether a person's telling the truth or not, being able to connect to people, actually having a lot of healing energy is your magic. So I feel as if it's a gift. And also to be able to see yourself differently here. It's not about, we can't go back in time if we didn't have that support, okay? And we're not all of a sudden going to have those friends become loyal if they weren't loyal to begin with. They were frenemies. However, we can understand that due to the fact of that we were disassociated due to our own trauma, we attracted more wounded people, and that we were wounded, but our magic is the fact that we learned how to discern at such a young age, because there was no anchor. And so you had to actually tap into your psychic survival gifts. That made you very intuitive, and that made you actually also have to heal your own wounds, which is, I feel like, why you're able to be compassionate towards this person. And so again, I do believe in this story, you guys will work it out, whoever the story is for. You know, it is a collective reading, so some of you guys may be like, I'm not going to take this person back. Understand, it doesn't matter. The universe says the relationship served its purpose, which was to make your person dive deep within inside of themselves. So we end off with the last card, and the last card, let's see what it is what can we do to balance out the energy? Understand, you know, it doesn't mean that this is going to be an easy connection, but if there's unconditional love, it's always, and a lot of passion, which spiritual connections are, that's what helps us. Again, and what we saw here is, again, like goes to like, you're disassociated, this person's disassociated, this person went through trauma, you went through trauma, like goes to like. So again, that unconditional love is the connection and belief. The spirit says, what the energy now that you have to do is you have to believe. I believe in myself, the beauty of life, and the goodness of God. Thus, I have the power to fulfill your dreams. That if you want love, you can have love. The will of the Almighty supports me. My life is showered in divine light, and my heart opens again. Look at my heart again opens to the power of the universe. So, Spirit saying is like, you guys have to believe. It's again, but if there's a lot of trauma due to betrayal, it's not that easy to believe. You can get some, again, auto bracelets to help you stay in alignment to believe. You can do shadow healing to again help you believe, because that's a habit too. And when we have lived in experiences where we haven't seen good experiences, which apparently is why you have shadows still, and this person has shadows still, well, we have to again be in a place of balance. And you got there because you did that, and you're standing your magic. Again, don't be codependent, don't form the attachment. You didn't, you learned how not to, but this person's coming back. You're the person that is going to be the one that's in charge of setting the pace of the relationship. Doesn't mean that this person won't get mad. They're gonna get mad. They're gonna come back though, because there's unconditional love. So Spirit says you have to believe. It's again that you can be loved, and that this person needs to believe that they can be loved, because that's really what it's about. All right, Scorpio. I know that this was probably a long one, but I'm going to leave that there. You let me know how you resonated. I love you guys. Bye.